You guys, you guys are mean. You guys are really, you guys are really mean.
I want some nasty. Are we having fun yet?
All right, okay, so I'm not gonna gaslight you. All right, I'm not gonna gaslight you here. Okay, I did post this in which, hold on, there's a gnat in here. I'm keeping that in. I did post this in which I said I wanted your unfiltered thoughts on Malachi Branham, okay? I did say that. So I shouldn't be surprised that you gave me your unfiltered thoughts on Malachi Branham. So let's take a look at some of the comments here. There's 52. We can't get to all of these, okay? But we'll look at the most liked, and then we'll just, we'll go down from there. So Jack T7 says, he's an inconsistent shooter, doesn't really move the needle on defense, and a terrible passer. He cost us a few games last year with unbelievable passing turnovers. He's young, so has room to grow, but not sure he's part of the future. I think that that's fair. I don't know if I'll go as far as to say he's a terrible passer. He's no point guard or anything like that, but on the pick and roll, he's actually really great at decision making and as far as what he does next. But I do agree with you. I think it really just comes down to sometimes Malachi can be careless, and Popovich has gotten onto him about that before. And I think it comes down to that, being nonchalant or not being as urgent. When he plays with some urgency, when he plays like his life depends on it, you see a better defender, you see a better decision maker as far as his passing. And you see a better shooter. It's just a matter of his head being fully in it and being aggressive. Sometimes he's just not aggressive. Not everybody can be a Wembanyama. Not everyone can have the confidence of Devin Vassell. No, not everyone can be as nasty as Sohan. So he's just one of those players that sometimes he needs the coach to light a fire under him. And if you guys recall, we went over this maybe a couple years ago, right? When we were talking about Malachi Branham, his coach, there's a story in which his coach actually, I think it was in middle school or high school. It might've been middle school, in which he really had to get on to Malachi. And one challenge that he gave him was, I need to see you dunk in a game. Like, you need to dunk in a game. He pushed him far enough till Malachi's first ever dunk in a game was actually a poster, which is pretty telling of the type of player that he is, right? So he's going to need Popovich and teammates to really get underneath his skin for him to show up. But let me see some of the replies. Maybe there's a few people disagreeing with you. Yeah, they lost because of Malachi. Oh yeah, that is a rough comment right there. That like a lot of it came down to it's a mixture of things. It's not just Malachi that lost us those games, but he did say a few. He said, "Here's someone who gets it." Okay, he's in on the joke. That's funny. All right, moving on. Can't play defense, can't pass. Oh my God. Is slow and unathletic compared to other NBA players. Decent shooter and dunked on LeBron, but I am a peak Branham hater. I want him gone. Oh my God. Also, did you know that out of every player in the league, Branham has the second worst plus minus? Worse than Jordan Poole and Ben Simmons even. Ship him out. I don't know. I don't really focus in on plus minus that much, especially when you have a really bad team. So I won't focus in on that. I don't really care about that too much. Now, some of the other things that you said, unathletic compared to other NBA players, I have to disagree with you. I think Malachi has a lot of sneaky athleticism for sure. I would say he's more average. I wouldn't say he's unathletic compared to other NBA players. I'd say he's average. Decent shooter. He can be a really good shooter at times, man. He can be a really good shooter at times. Hold on. Let's go to the game log. There's some occasions where he was really great. Look, in the month of April, he 43% from 3, 36% from 3 in March, 39% from 3 in February, and 25% in January. That was terrible. But 37.5% in December, 25 in November, 33. So yeah, pretty inconsistent, but after the month of January, he has some really good showings there. So I don't know. He was one of our more consistent shooters on our team. I don't I don't know if I agree with that. That's rough. That's rough. At least you were really honest and say, hey man, I'm a hater. I'm a hater. It's what I do. I'm a hater. So let's do one that's a little bit more positive here. So this is from Emanuel Santos 8380. Hello, Emanuel. I think I've seen you in the chat quite a few times. Honest thoughts, because I actually watched him last year. He's attacking you. He's attacking you right now. I'm pinning commenters against each other. Okay. I actually watched him last year compared to other haters. He actually has the potential to be a 20 point per game scorer. He's consistent in the mid range. He got better at 3 as the year went on. Yeah, we just looked at that. Cool. And he definitely stepped up on defense after the conversation from Pop. And yeah, Pop basically told him, hey, you need some more urgency, man. I don't know what Pop said to him, but after he DNP him for like 12 games, he came back a different player. Sorry. He will be fighting for a guard spot and is definitely up there for him to take one. I think so too. All right, moving on. Andrew JS2187 says ceiling, quality backup combo guard who can go off every now and again. Okay, Alex Burks. Floor, defensive liability becomes too great and he grows out of the league in a few years. Eric Pish. You know, here's the funny thing though. While I agree with Emanuel on all of this, his defense, it can very well still be a liability. And I think there's a big enough sample size of last season where we can say, yes, he's a liability defensively at times. When he's on, but you know, unfortunately a player like that, I don't think that is someone that's going to be a star. I don't think that's someone that has starting potential for us in the future. I think it's someone that you can bring off the bench and at times give you a little bit of something, right? So I kind of agree with Andrew here. Won't likely fit the Spurs' future and will be gone by next offseason. I've been hearing that a lot. A lot of people actually believe that. Let's see. He has the capability to get hot. Do not give him playmaking responsibilities at the end of closing games. I feel like he's hit. This is just my thought. I could be wrong. I could be completely off on this. I think he hit some big shots during this season, but I could be off. I could be completely off. Don't listen to me. He's George Mason Jr., Gary Neal, and Bryn Forbes without a 3-point shot. I asked for your unfiltered thoughts. I don't know what I was expecting here. No. And also, I love Gary Neal. Okay, Gary Neal is one of my favorite players when he played for the Spurs. But, like, no. He does have a 3-point shot. He's always had a pretty good 3-point shot. Let's see. If we go to college stats. Yeah, in college, in the course of 32 games, he had 41.6 field goal percentage from 3. And if we go to him as an NBA player, 34.7. So nearly 35% from 3. Last season. So no, I don't know, man. I have to just disagree with you on that one. I think he has a fine 3-point shot. Out of curiosity, hold on. We'll do Gary Neal and Bryn Forbes. I am curious. Let's see, Gary Neal stats. Let's see here. And I guess we'll just focus in on when he played for the Spurs, right? Because that's all we really care about. All right, Gary. God, he was a big shot maker, wasn't he? All right, so when he played with his last season with the Spurs, he averaged 35. I mean, it was better before that, but 35%. And also attempted just as many threes as Branham, so very close to what Branham was. And then if we say Bryn Forbes, let's see. And by the way, we don't like Bryn Forbes around here, okay? If you guys know the news on Bryn Forbes, we don't like him around here. Yeah, not as good of a 3-point shooter as Bryn Forbes. I will give you that. Last season, or his last season with the Spurs, he shot 38.8%, and before that it was 42.6%. So, yeah, he was lighting the world on fire. I think a lot of people wanted him to get most improved player during 2018-19. At least we did. I don't know if the rest of the world cared. But anyways, okay. All right. How about this? We'll look at one more, and then we'll get out of here. Thank you guys so much for interacting with these posts. I'm going to be doing this every week, and I'll just do a different player because I am interested in your thoughts. We could do Wemby, but I feel like that would be boring. I mean, we'll get a ton of comments, but no one's going to actually like say anything crazy. All right, let's see. We'll do a longer one. Let's do this one. Safe Space Invader. That's a really cool name. I don't know. That could go either one or two ways, but that's a pretty cool name, I think, especially if it's ironic. All right. He is undersized and inconsistent in all areas on the court. Woo! And he doesn't play defense. Woo! Well, sometimes he can. Brian Wright keeps drafting undersized wings. Hey, don't bring Brian Wright into this, okay? Walker, Primo, Wesley, amount of few, then gives up on that. Wait. Drafting undersized wings. Walker, Primo, Wesley, amount of few, then gives up on them. Okay. I could understand drafting a few 6'3", 6'5" wings over the years, but continue to draft one every year? I love Castle. Probably our most talented guard we have. Do not give me a but here. Drafted in a long time, but now we need to give up on a player like Malachi. We don't have to give up on a player like Malachi. I don't agree with this. I don't agree with any of this. I think that it's fine for you to attempt to explore these guards, especially the one thing that all these guards that you named have in common is high ceilings and the ability or possibility of being something quite special if everything comes together, right? I mean, Lonnie Walker just didn't work out. Josh Primo was supposed to be something, and I still think he could have been really good. But hey, he did what he did. And then Blake Wesley, I mean, we might still have a place for Blake Wesley. We don't really know, but he has immense athleticism. But I wouldn't say that all three of these guys are the exact same type of player at all. They're all completely different and would bring something different. So you can't just sum it up to, oh, these are just wings, none of them matter. And I just think that they could bring something different, but all of them have pretty decent ceilings, right? Pretty high ceilings, I think, when we first drafted them. So I don't know how I feel about that. And then, look, Castle was available. We need a point guard. We had to get our main guy first. It was a lot of experimenting, a lot of, okay, let's see, this guy's the best one available. This guy is someone with a high ceiling. Let's see what comes out of it, what pans out. And Castle is just one of those guys that, I think that he will pan out. And now that you already have Wemby, you just kind of filling in the gaps here. Lonnie Walker was better offensively. All right, that's the last one we're going to land on. I disagree with that. But hey, I asked for your unfiltered. I don't hate any of you. I love all you guys. And yeah, like I said, I'm going to do this every week, and we could possibly be hitting on some of your comments. I'll also respond to at least 2 of them a week, I'm thinking, and make a short out of it. And we can post, I'll probably post it on Instagram. And every now and then we'll put a short out on YouTube. But those 2 shorts will look a little bit different. But yeah, thank you guys so much. Thank you for participating in this, man. It means a lot to me, but we're gonna keep it going, and this was a lot of fun. So yeah, I actually enjoyed it. All right, I'll get with you guys later. Till next time, man. Bye.